Okay, hello, Mister. I'm Claudia Watts, and today I'm talking about uh, task-based language teaching or TBLT. As we know, um, it today was first development in the 1980. Proud, a professor and researcher in the Bangladesh, South India. Okay, he suggested that um, um, language acquisition is an unconscious process that is best facilitated if the student is concerned with meaning, saying, and doing. Okay, he believed that the use of homework um, will help to 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 take advantage of the students. Um, Natural mechanics are for the acquisition of a second language. Um, they basic learning is a method for teaching foreign language where where the teacher guide as many activities as possible to his students or his persons such his students, such as writing articles or a presentation, creating summaries, etc. Then the grammatical analysis of the structure in which students have difficulty is carried out. Therefore, it has a holistic approach. Okay, a student developed a communicative that using the language they have acquired. Only after the cycle of task has been complete, student attention is directed to a specific form of language. That basic learning um, plays an important role in training um, in training competent professionals with it come to foreign language. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
So, why doesn't everyone use TBL all the time? Well, there are a number of disadvantages with task based learning, which we will look at in a minute. A lot of teachers try it once, it falls flat, and they don't use it again. And a big part of that first failure is that the task isn't really a task. So, what is a task? Okay, it is a good question. TBL calls for a specific kind of task, one that fits these requirements. It involves meaningful communication, a gap between what students know to prompt communication. Like for example, they have a different information or a different opinion. Students can choose how to complete it and which language they use to do. So there is a clear goal. So students know when it is complete. A task could be to create a presentation, some kind of media, a piece of text, or a record a dialogue. One task could be to create a presentation, some kind of media, a piece of text, or recorded dialogue.
Now we have the steps for applying the task-based learning in a classroom. So in this part, the first step is the pre-task. In this part, you have to introduce the students to the task. You have to engage them, and then the moment they feel like motivated and committed, you have to set your expectations. And also you have to give them some examples of a completed task. It could be a kind of model, and don't forget to provide the materials. So the purpose is to engage the learners and set your expectations and give instructions. Now we have the second step, which is the task. In this part, you have to begin the task and group the students into small groups, because as you know, the big groups are really difficult to control. So in this part, grouping students, you can the shyer students can hide. So you will participate in the task, but you'll be like monitoring what they do and only giving like hints if they get really stuck. So in this part, its aim is the fluency and communication. So in this part, they will develop their communication and the fluency. And finally, we have the review, which is the last part of the task-based learning. So in this part, when the students have already finished the task and they have something to show, it's time for a review. So if you notice any mistake during your monitoring, correcting these mistakes can be very helpful for students. So these corrections will make the process very effective by giving support to the students and show them how to give them feedback. So the purpose in this stage is the accuracy of reflecting and analyzing all the tasks.
These are the taste-based learning examples in the classroom. The first taste-based learning example is the vacation. This is a common activity for English student learners. In this, the students need to get together in a group, and then next to that, they need to do a short video or submit a paragraph explaining the vacation plans to the class. The second example are the essays. In this, the students are free to choose the topic of their interest, but before that, the only requirement is to take in account the opinion of the teachers, so the students not waste the time in a too basic topic or a too difficult topic. And finally, the interviews or the directions are another complex common context and a fun way for English students learners to improve their speaking. These examples helps to the students to get a final report of what they learned to the classroom.